Hi
Yeah.
there, Ron here of Variable Play, and welcome to another Open Game Night.
Open game
Open
night.
game night.
I feel like I got
Open
time
Game
space
Night.
warped. Like literally. I'm like, I'm on the show again.
No, that's a
Welcome back,
different Denmark.
Denmark.
You see.
Hey, I was not here last week, and I was just here earlier. Something's familiar that's not. I'm lost.
It's called Bawi.
I was also lost a while ago when I was looking at our schedule board because I was looking at VP News.
Yes,
What's today?
But why is there VP News? And then
because
I'm looking at Thursday. Hmm.
because we life got in the way, and sometimes it just overwhelms us, and we just said, hey, let's do it tomorrow.
That's fine.
Let's do
Yes.
it, brother.
Yes,
Hi, I'm Denmark.
we are volunteers. So
And below us is
I'm below them. I'm Keo. Hey guys.
hey,
Good
yeah.
what's up?
evening. Good morning, wherever you are
So
around the world.
what have you
Yeah,
guys
whatever
been
time.
buying? Wait, later na
No,
yan.
shh.
Oh, oh, that's a hot
Mamaya
topic.
na
Okay,
yun.
let's talk about
We're
gaming
gonna
first.
jump
Let's
right
talk
into it.
about what have you guys been playing first.
What I've been playing. Okay, I'll start.
Playing the add to cart game.
The add to cart game. we haven't.
Really?
We,
The one with Edwin? Oh,
yeah,
cool. That was oh, cool.
I haven't checked it out yet. Well, anyways, I've been. What have I been playing? More digital gaming, that's for sure. I've been playing Ring of Pain.
I saw
I've
that one.
been playing Dark Alliance with the new update. Dark Alliance is a Dungeons and Dragons RPG of the story of Dritz and his merry band of friends.
Is Jut's the one with the panther? The
Yeah,
dark elf,
yeah,
the drow elf with the panther, right?
the
Cool.
Drow Elf. Yes, correct. And believe it or not, Armello. I've
Nice.
been practicing.
Ah, that's right. You guys did that episode. Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
It
Yeah,
was it was it was a fun episode.
it was. It really
Yeah, it's
was.
not bad. It's not bad.
That
It was
game came
long
out
though.
when? 2012, I believe, right? No, how long was that?
Yes, I was super surprised on how long it was s- since it was made. Like, what?
Exactly.
2012?
And it still holds up.
2012. And it still holds
Hi,
up. Yeah,
everyone.
Oh yeah,
Hi,
still
everyone
holds
who's
absolutely.
up.
who's watching. Hello. Thank you
Hi.
for
Hey,
joining.
you lovely four people there. There you go.
Oh, you can see two, right? All right, you can see two. It's like four. Hi, four people. No, we can't see you, but we see that you're watching us.
I can
So
see
say
that
hi in the
they're
comments. Now
from
there's five.
Facebook.
They're all from
Now let's
Facebook.
try. Hey,
Let's go.
gaming traction.
Hey, someone,
And
someone
somebody
like,
like,
hey,
it's
Lubin.
Luvin.
Hey, Jake.
Hi,
Hey,
Luvin.
Hey,
it's
time space warp
Jake.
too.
Hey, Jake, come back
I
in.
Hello,
got,
fam.
got space. See,
Yeah.
I told you, Jake, come back in.
Hey,
Hey,
fam. What's
Lubin.
up, fam? Hey,
Thank you
Levin.
Luvin.
for
Hey.
endlessly stopping every week. You you continuously stop your games just to watch us ramble and just make fools out of ourselves. Hopefully, we entertain you. But thank you very much for
It's for your
watching us
entertainment.
Mhm.
every week. Hey, Morgan, what's up, bro?
Hey.
Oh, ito pa, isa pa to. Kaya present yan.
Ano
We'll
yan?
Cool.
try to to give some tips.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
right.
boy.
Luvin, Morgan. I think this episode's for you. Also, Jake. To some extent, it's also Jake.
Oh,
Cause,
the
cause the three of you,
the Holy Trinity
you're always together.
of shipping cards.
So hopefully this would help, and Roni will be happy. And there you go, right there.
Hey, yes.
Hey Sam, hey Sam, hello, hello. Thank you
I'm
for
gonna do a
joining.
tutorial on what to press on the website.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Well,
how about
Kio's
you,
been
Denmark?
playing
What did you play?
digital. I've played. We're gonna be reviewing TTR Europe, so we've been playing that, and it's gonna come out next week. So we have a teaser. I think I'm gonna release it on Sunday. Uh, didn't know no, si Ronnie. Ronnie, I'll text her. Messenger.
Ta-da!
So
Perfect.
hey, the more you play Ticket to Ride Europe, the better it gets. The more cutthroat it gets. So I'm enjoying it, even though it's an evergreen. But I'm looking forward to mind management. Hopefully, I can transition my family into a one versus all game,
Mhm.
and um, it's a co-op, so I hope my wife would buy in because it's one versus all. You're trying to defeat this guy who's trying to recruit agents, and there's four of you who's trying to race to get those other agents to be on your side. It's a hidden movement game,
Mhm.
so we'll see. I'll let you
Interesting.
guys know.
It had this
So
real cool looking sort of uh, 60s
yeah, it's a
poster,
comic book, right?
right?
It
It's a
is.
James.
Um,
It looks like James Bond, like the classic James Bond
yes.
girls, and there's a lot of Easter eggs in the box itself. So I might do an unboxing. We'll see, but when I get it, hopefully I would soon do an unboxing and see what's inside. Looks really good. I'm really excited for it. Hopefully my family buys into it. What about you, Ron? What's up with the games that you play?
I have been playing the entries of the solo board gamers
Really?
PH
Wow.
um, uh, solo
They have nice
games.
games, right?
So yeah, there were some that were like, this is pretty good.
Surprisingly works, right? Oh wow. Nice.
Some had good ideas, but needs a little bit more refinement. Uh, Definitely the general difficulty has always been the rule book. Don't worry, guys. Everybody is has You have already
It's nothing
published
new.
games that
That's
rule
something
books
new.
have issues. However, it's very difficult for you when you need to look at a game and the designer is not there to tell you how the game plays, and you're just reading this rule book trying to. So did they mean this? But it's
Oh,
not
it's kind of
mentioned
vague.
anywhere.
With no picture, huh? There's no screenshot of what to do, huh? Like,
So
hmm.
when that happens, it's quite difficult. But that, and you won't believe it, it is a turn-based Space Invaders.
What? You
Huh?
where do you find your games? Where do you
Wait, hold
what
on.
what place do
A
you dig
turn-based
deep in that you come out with
space
games
invasion.
that are like
It's called
these?
Salva Jet. Salva and I'll do a playthrough one of these days.
Salvo jet or
You can
salva
only
jet?
do up, down, left, right,
Salvage jet, I
and
think. It's a play of words with
when
that
you
one.
move,
Salvage jet.
the rest of the enemies also move, and then they stop. And you have to avoid projectiles, and you have to hit enemies and stuff. So interesting idea. And yes, a Space
Turn-based.
Invaders that is
Oh,
turn based.
All right.
interesting.
Cool. Hey, for the five people watching, hello, say hi on the chat. We would like to say hi to you too.
Oh,
Hey, I
these
would like to plug
guys.
in. Jake did a top 100 games
Oh
last
yes,
year in
I
the
have already
Philippine
submitted my
Oh,
entries.
context setting, and
same
it's
here.
ongoing right now. And I think you can still vote until
Let's get
Wednesday
Monday.
those
night, I
numbers
believe.
going.
Monday, I think Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
29.
Yeah, I think it's Monday. So what you need to do is you just need to list down 15 games that are your top 15,
Mm-hmm.
and the categories are, it should be published and it should have a BGG entry. So you can't have, I don't know if you watched the news earlier, but sand, you cannot have sand as a game because it doesn't have a BGG entry. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out our news.
Yes,
It's right there.
yes.
But
The
Building
isn't
blocks.
it the one that won the toy of the year?
it won. Three of them
Yeah,
won, and it was right there. It's along with Risk and Sand.
yeah.
They're now in the Hall of
Sand.
Fame of toys.
There used to be like a ball.
Cardboard,
Mm-hmm.
which was invented by earliest as invented by the Chinese. It's in the Hall of Fame of games.
Yes,
So
of
How about
toys,
stick? How
not
about stick?
games, of toys.
I we'll see. You can check it out. You just go
Yeah,
to the
there's a museum
Museum of
of
Play.
toys, a
Just Google it.
museum
You see.
play, and then They have
So there-
awarded Sand as
as
the
a,
best game of the year
I
of
have,
all
Oh wait,
time.
I have
it
no
beat
idea.
the stick and sand, stick and stones.
So if you don't want that to happen, please vote on. You can find it on Philippine Game Traders, Philippine Board Game Enthusiasts. Maybe we could post a link on Variable Play too. Jake, if you're listening, maybe you can post a link also on the Variable Play page so that others can also see. The more that we could, it's interesting because we're trying to see how Jake put it clearly that Gloomhaven in the States last year was number one, right? For the
Mhm.
last 2 years, it was number one game, but it never showed up in the top 10 in the Philippines.
Yep.
So there's a different way of how we play games or how we view games. And I'm curious to see how the pandemic, where we're all locked up, we're playing digitally, how would it affect our games that we've been,
Yeah.
our top 10
I
games?
I think because I personally like solo games crept inside my list. They never existed before
Right.
because
Roll and writes
I
also.
enjoyed them, but I never like appreciated them as much as I did now that it was all locked up. And yeah, I
Right.
got to enjoy them and actually experience and now sort of bring them up the ladder just because I really enjoyed the experience.
All
So
because
I
yeah,
of the
believe, yeah.
pandemic.
On my part, I believe the at least here in the Philippines or in in the Greater Manila area, people who voted are basing on what they already played and have,
Right.
and not
hmm
everybody has got those big heavy games because
Right.
first
or
of
the table
all,
space to actually play
or
them.
the
Mm.
table, yeah, definitely the table space.
That is actually
Hi,
a big factor.
hi, Jacqueline. Glad to see you here too.
Hello.
Okay. Right. And
Exactly.
and
So
and
yeah,
earlier on we were talking about it, and he was saying that it might affect some of the games that you've been playing. Maybe you can vote on the games that you've played but don't own, that you think it's top 10 worthy, top 15 worthy. So it's interesting to see. Also, the reason why we're encouraging you to vote is because so that you can complain. What do I mean?
complain to
So
who?
But
if
is this
you're,
better than?
yes,
Are we
so
bringing that hashtag again?
if you have this game and you love this game so much, and it's sitting in, like, let's say number three, let's just say it's number three, and your most hated game ends up in number two, you're gonna be like, how the hell did that happen? It's not better than this. So if you don't want that to happen, and
You
Jake
gotta
has a
vote.
scoring,
You
he has a way of
gotta
scoring things. You have to vote.
you
To
gotta
vote.
Yeah,
perform your duty. You
Yeah,
gotta
vote.
vote. Vote with your
your
conscience.
God-given right to vote, people. You
And
want your
I
In
think I
anywhere.
think my
Vote with
my
your
number
want
one
your
conscience.
vote.
my number one game might fall off the list, but not so far. I think it's still gonna be somewhere in the top 10, even with the
My
advent
number
of,
one game also bumped down.
really.
Yeah,
I think this year, with the
yeah.
advent of solo gaming, print
And
and plays,
ironically, like my super like loved game of like, oh, this is so fun, etc. etc.
it
However,
wasn't
if
in the
I
top
like,
15.
yeah, it's still there, but it's now on that accessibility, that quickness with
Right,
the table.
right.
There
So
are very different factors now, very different factors as
2021
compared to
will be
before.
different.
Yeah, it really
People are
changed the landscape.
discovering how fun it is to play at
And
home
yeah, and
by
I think
yourself.
even if you play digitally on Board Game Arena, you don't have a physical copy, but you played the crap out of it on BGA, on Tabletopia, that counts.
Mm,
As long
Mm-hmm.
as it has an existing copy, you can
Kaya
vote
nga,
for it.
marami sa atin may Draftosaurus. Eh.
I love Draftosaur. I haven't played it physically. Oh wait, I did one
Yes,
time,
you did.
but most of the time I've played it on only digitally until Ron was like, "Hey, there's like, oh, this is how it looks like." I thought they were
Yes,
just.
you did. My mom actually requested like,
Oh, that's
oh,
good.
you want to play that colorful thing? They don't remember that
Dinosaur
it's
thingy.
dinosaurs. They just said colorful thing, and they remember the map. The ironic
That's
thing, they don't
good.
remember the dinos. They remember that there's the map is divided in the center, and there's the
Right.
upper and lower part, and upper and lower part, and like, really, that's what you
Yeah,
remember.
that means that the whole time that was the focus of her brain,
Yes,
trying
yes,
to
yes.
micromanage how to score points,
Agreed.
right? So that was good. And also, yeah, abandon all artichokes. Hey, because of
Mm.
Color Buff
BGA,
Games. Yes.
because
Uy,
of
gusto ko
BGA, I got my
talaga
own
Llama. I haven't played it. I've been
llama.
wanting to play
Right.
it.
So there you go. Please vote. If you haven't voted yet, you're gonna see the links on the board Facebook board game community sites. It's gonna be there. So
Yes, it'll be
it'll
fun,
be
and then
interesting.
we'll do it the same way as what we did last year, I believe, where we're gonna
Yeah, it's gonna
have
come
Jake
out
do the
one
statistics
right
and
with
run
trivia.
through.
Right.
But if I'm not
And the
mistaken,
write-ups.
Jake will
Ooh.
actually run through like the top tens from
He did.
100 to 90 to 80, right?
Right, he
That's what
did
he did last year.
with
So
trivia,
that'll
and
be
then he
fun.
slowed down on the 15th. Right,
Yeah.
one a day, and I can remember the excitement of like, what's gonna be number 13? Oh wait, it's lunchtime. It's gonna come out now. Okay, so you're gonna be waiting for it.
Yes. Yes. So I'm excited about that. And
And the comments like, what? That's number
Yes,
12?
yes, exactly. So if you don't want that to happen,
hashtag fight me.
wait, I'll link it here. I'll link it here so
No.
at least we
Yes.
can see it. So
Tapestry
anyway,
is what? What number is tapestry?
Top pastry, man. Top pastry. It's top
there you go.
pastry.
It's right there. So just click that link. You can see
Pastry.
it now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So that's it. That's what we've been playing. And I have no idea how we came up with this topic. So,
Uh, so
I
pardon
got
me, guys.
surprised.
It was my fault because we were all quite busy and jumping in and out of the chat room. And last message I got that I noticed was just from Denmark saying, "Guys, just choose a topic for later." And then I
I'm doing
finally
the
I
news.
was finally got home, saw the news. I'm like, okay, so I guess he was done already. So I was already ready to just go alone. I guess
Nah.
I'm alone today.
Oh, come
So
on.
because I thought like, oh, maybe there's no topic. So the topic was something that I thought about, which is it's sale season. There's
No.
sales everywhere,
Is
right?
end of
And
November.
Don't say it out
how
loud.
do you how do you maximize, right? You wanna
There you
spend,
go.
and I agree it's fun to spend money. You work for
That you
it.
don't
You,
that you don't have.
you of course you don't want to spend money you don't have,
That you don't
Phantom
uh,
own.
money.
or yes, don't do that. Um, so you want to spend of what you can afford, but you want to spend it wisely because there's so
Right.
many opportunities to
It's Black
and it's not
Friday.
all about just the discount, right? It's not all
Mhm.
about the discount. Sometimes there's really
For the
this
sake
new
of
great thing.
spending.
Yep, and you wanna buy it, or maybe you wanna support the store, or you wanna support the designer. However, it is that you wanna spend it. How do you burn your money quickly? One of them. How so
With
today's topic is how do you slow burn? You're still
the
burning
Slow
it.
topic
burn.
You,
the
you just,
Or
topic
you just
make the
is
wanna
how
most
not
slow
to.
of
down
your
the burn
So
rate.
whatever we might
burnable money.
say, just do the opposite. That's how you burn your money quickly. Hey, thank you
Yes.
for joining us, Jin. Hey,
Hey, Jin. So,
I'm
I can
scared.
start.
Scared with this topic.
So you guys can chime in, and maybe you also have some thoughts about it. I just have some five general ways I sort of curb my enthusiasm to buy.
My
I would still
gosh.
buy. I just have these sort of techniques that allows me to just reduce it a little or to something manageable. So number one that I do is I add to cart
And just leave it there.
and then leave it there.
Reminds me that I like
My
this.
number one tip. Yes. Add them to cart. Don't buy them yet. Add them to the cart. Have a nice collection, have your nice list. And I got this because I do this physically, especially when I travel. And the tendency is when you travel and you're in a different store and you're like super excited, like, oh, everything here I can't see. I can't see. I mean, I don't see it elsewhere, and I want to buy everything. Of course, you can't.
Uh-huh.
It won't fit your bag and whatnot. So what I'll do is I'll pick them up, put them on one corner, or maybe sort of like carry them around, and I have this eventually a big stack of games, and then I'll figure out what I will buy from that. So from that selection, I will figure out what actually goes to the checkout.
All right.
That's
It
a good
helps
one, huh?
me, but the add to cart is something that helped me sleep.
Knowing that you're reminded that this is in my cart.
Like when I
I will
when
not
I want
forget this.
when I'm tired end of the day and I want to sleep, I would browse the different stores, just add to cart. I'm sorry for the ones who are monitoring the cart. I'm that guy who just have stuff on their cart, but they don't buy it yet. I will eventually, just not right away. And it's kind of that, don't buy it today. If you really want it and you go back tomorrow, then you can buy it because you really, really want it. It's not like some sort of impulse buy. So that's my number one
Yeah.
tip. Add to
Add
cart
to
and
cart.
then stop there.
Don't check out. There you go.
Don't check out. Add to cart,
Don't check
don't
out.
check out. At
That's it.
least not yet.
That takes some lot of self control. If it's like at the back of your head, you know it's in your cart. So
So here's normally what happens. There was a few days ago, there was an influx of new games. I'm like, oh, okay. But at the same time, since I'm already at that store, I'm like, oh, but I also want this, and then my family could also play this, but I also want this game, so I now have a list again. I'm going like,
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
maybe let me think if which one I really want to buy. So I'll leave them there. I'll check them again tomorrow. And guess what?
Yes.
The main thing that I added, because it was like, kind of rare in the Philippines that pops up. Somebody bought it already. So now the whole list is like, I guess I don't need to buy these now because the
Yeah.
main thing that I wanted to
Not
buy
meant to
is no
be.
longer there. And like,
Gone.
yeah, so maybe I'll just chance upon it next time. I'm sure somebody else will bring it in.
Paging.
Pakonti ng pakonti yung budget. Oh. Oh.
Someone's waiting for a reply.
That was your add to cart.
Yes.
Cool. So add
Oh,
to
Add to
cart.
cart, don't check out.
all
Fine.
right.
Do you
Can I
guys, what are your thoughts on
can I
those?
go next?
Yeah, go,
My
go, go.
thoughts on
Go
our
on,
thoughts
go
on
on,
that,
Kyo. Go on, Kyo. Go on, Kyo.
on the at the cart. Yeah, that's exactly like the wish list.
Mm,
That's your wish list. Not all applications
it's
and
a
websites have
genius
wish lists.
idea of Steam. The wish list,
Exact the
genius
wish list.
idea. That feeling of just you're putting it on your reserve.
Yes, and it actually emails you whenever there is a
When
That's
sale
there's
on that
sale.
annoying.
item.
That's
Yes,
annoying. He's gonna say one thing on your wish list is on sale. I'm like, what is in my wish list?
really? How much percent?
Yun lang. That's the
That's
bait
good.
and switch that they give you there.
But
Okay.
you want to at one, let's admit it. You want to know if it's on sale.
Yes.
You want to know when you can afford
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's amazing. You really do want to know because how much did it drop off from the original price, right?
Like
And then
35%.
and then
And
the
the drop.
rationalizing starts to kick in.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. That's very useful.
That's a very big sinkhole.
I know. And diba, Jin, sabay pa eh. Sabay
Aba.
pa. Like I'm just
Oh
looking at,
boy.
like yesterday, a lot of mobile board games went on sale. And then today lang, normally the list of the site that I go to for tracking what is on sale, suddenly a new wave of board games went on sale. I'm like,
Right.
but
Diba?
fortunately, a
Exactly.
lot of
Yeah.
them go, oh, I already have this, I have this. so,
Here's the
so it's
fun
like,
part. Sometimes a game comes out that is similar to your initial wish list, and then you
right.
realize, should I get the new one or should I stick to what I wanted before? And then you
And
realize, hey,
you know,
this thing cleans up
giving
the old
you
one.
exactly, and giving yourself that time delay gives you that opportunity to make the more sound choice.
Right.
It's not that long. I mean, I slept on it, and then the next
Actually,
day I can't buy it anymore. So it's like
that's
that saved
that's my
me.
tip. Sleep on it.
There you go. Speaking of
That
that,
was
go
Absolutely.
ahead.
that was mine. Cause hey, let me tell you about some of the games and how I buy some of
So
the
yung
games.
kakilala mo lang, no? Hindi ikaw to, di ba?
No,
Somebody you know.
this
Oh,
is my friend who taught me how to do this. So
okay, okay.
it's like, dude, it's on sale. It's like this. It's so awesome. Reviews are raving. It's like this, like that, like that. Okay, fine. Where is it? You search for it everywhere. You find one copy, one person that one store that has it, and you see the price. But it's the only one left. So I actually don't add to cart because when I add it to cart, it's in the back of my head. And it's more of a
It eats.
thing for me that it's like, hey, you have this in your cart. So I don't add it. I just go to sites and then just see if it's still there. If it's not there, oh, guess it's not meant to be. so,
Not
so one thing,
meant to be.
one thing I learned is that you sleep on it, because
Mm.
sometimes, especially during the day, it depends on your mood. Maybe you've had a bad day, you just want to make yourself feel better. You see that that's the thing that you've been looking for. It's right there. Fine, I want to get it. Sometimes it's just like that, or sometimes you see your friends getting new board games or new
Oh, I see
video
that every
games
day with you
because they're like,
guys.
hey, so hey, it arrived quickly. It's finally here. Blah blah blah. You're like, fine, I'll sleep on it first. So if you wake up and you still feel, because there's this thing about out of sight, out of mind thing that actually
Mhm.
works in a way. So it's out there. You don't see it, you don't remember it. Fine. If the next morning you still have that strong urge to actually acquire it, maybe it's yours. Of course, pending that you have the resources to actually procure it. But if you don't, well, sleep on it. It helps. It really helps to calm you down and do your reset mode. Like, okay, do you really, really want it? Is it worth it?
Is it
So,
worth
Sabi,
it?
sabi ni Luvin,
Keep
matry
telling
nga.
yourself that.
Easy. Combine the two. Add to cart and then sleep on it.
sleep on it, right?
Yeah.
Para naman
Oh,
sayang naman
wow.
sinerch mo na kasi. Minsan
Right.
kasi,
You
yung
had
mga,
an effort to
may
do it.
mga website na medyo pangit yung, yung
Right.
search.
I know, right? I'm like, where the hell do I look for this? And it pops up. It's
That's a
like, oh,
dangerous
okay.
word. Try.
Sold, 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 sold. Why
Well,
is
we
it here?
do. We do try. So there.
Diba?
That's my number two tip. No, sleep on it.
Okay.
Okay.
How about you,
My
Tio?
tip is okay. This is coming from a guy who's been on Steam for more than 15 years. Okay.
Wow,
And I've
that's how old
yeah.
Steam is.
I've been on Steam for more than 15 years and
Whew.
I've seen a lot of digital sales. Okay, now I'm gonna relate this to even board games and even my tabletop collection back there. One for me, have a budget.
Uh
You
huh.
have to
Mm.
know which amount you're comfortable with.
Right. That's good. That's good. Go on.
Because let's say, okay, I have 5,000 pesos. Okay, I'm comfortable that I will be spending 5,000 for a game or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
games, whatever. Okay, for the sale. Now, if my game that I want is not exactly that much, let's say it's above, that's about 6,500.
Okay. You're going
This gives
over.
this gives you a gauge of how you feel about it. Eh? Like,
Mm.
Okay.
okay, if I was ready to buy this for 5,000 during the sale, it didn't go as low as I thought it would. As what Denmark said, is it worth it? Would I feel as if I getting my money's worth if I
Yeah.
spend
Yeah. That's a
the
good point.
6,500 than the 5,000? Because I could have spent the 6,500 for the delivery or for the export of that game from
Right.
abroad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Or in my case for digital gaming, the budget helps me collect either a good AAA game
Mm-hmm.
or hey, it's Alexa. What do you know? Anyways,
Oh, Alexa's talking to you because he
Alexa is
knows
Alexa.
that
complaining about our
you're
topic. Like, guys,
you're
stop.
ordering
Stop.
games.
Don't do this. I do not approve.
All right, Alexa's hearing you guys. Okay. Anyways, so um, again, as I was saying, in the digital form, it helps me understand what game I want, either a single AAA game or a couple of games that went down within the budget. So it's just a matter of
Mhm.
a very good game that you've wanted for a long time, or a couple of games. Now it all depends again on your budget, because you have to have that budget. If you don't have a budget and you think that your credit card is a bottomless well,
No, it's not.
eh, let- don't
Cha-ching.
just keep on swipe. No, don't, please, ladies and gentlemen. Swiping is
Swiper,
not
no swiping.
swiper, no swiping, and that's true. Oh my goodness, that's so true. When I was single, oh, the things I have to pay the following month. Okay, so
It's like
for
this.
the
Everything's worth it. And then the next month kicks
that's
in.
exactly. That's why having a budget limits your expectations, and also it also again, mind you, it budgets your emotions too when you're buying something. It gauges how
I
you
really
feel
like
about it.
this because
Yeah,
it
diba?
gives you a sustainable target, right? If you
Correct.
set your number, here's what I want to spend um, on a monthly basis, then you account
Mhm.
for it, and then you freely sort of like spend on it, and it's not
Right.
necessarily something that you
Without you
would.
feeling bad about yourself or anything else, right? Because it's within
Exactly.
Yes,
what you can live with. So that's
Correct.
that's fine with you. And you know what's annoying with that one, especially on Steam? It's gonna say it's gonna go on sale because it's like, let's say, publishers weekend finds it's gonna go down on
Yes, every
20%,
week.
25%,
Every
right?
week.
You buy it. Next week is like a mega sale for 50%. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like, I had this all planned out, and then
You,
boom, your mind's
you
blown.
could have told me that you're gonna have
Right?
the same game on sale even cheaper. So annoying.
Correct. That's correct.
I could
That
have
is so true.
bought another game.
I could have bought two games.
Yeah, right. See, this is annoying with Steam. That's what Steam does. It's like he knows. Oh, you're gonna buy that this week, this month? Oh, sure. Wait for next week.
here I know you like this. Let me, but I can squeeze a few more dollars from you. So let me push that in.
Oh, you have the game already? He's a DLC. That it was never on sale, but now it is.
So
Like,
annoying.
hmm.
But that's good.
Yes,
Have a budget. That's good.
Yes.
yes, yes,
The
absolutely.
budget. Yeah.
Good idea. Good idea. Okay, so um my second tip is actually related to my first tip, uh, because it's when so now that you have your cart, you have your either you're at the
List.
store and you have this big list or big stack of games, or you have a in your shopping cart. You now want to sort it by
Oh.
playability for immediate use, for near, or for future. So meaning, is this something I want to immediately enjoy and I could already immediately enjoy, or is it something at least for the next few weeks we would be enjoying, or it's actually a game I'm not sure when we would actually get to play.
Ah, that's
I just
good.
want it in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say this right?
Sort by maybe
Sort
sort
by
by fun factor.
utilization.
Uh,
How much will I be playing this? Hmm.
yeah, something like that, where because sometimes we might be buying a game that we would be playing 10 years down the road.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this is something on Steam all the time.
All the
I
time.
am not kidding, right? Like, oh, I
Right.
buy it. I'm going to be playing good old games. I have a lot of games in good old games. I honestly have not played a lot of them.
Haven't touched it.
It's like, there's
Hey,
not enough time in the
the,
world for me to play all of these.
maybe the idea is before you definitely buy something or you're committed to buying something, you have to know who are you gaming with or who are you buying this
Correct.
for.
Yep.
right? Because if
Good
you're
point.
buying it for
Very good point.
yourself, then chances are it's gonna be probably a rare game that you're rarely gonna play. Because it's in your game group, you're the only one who likes that game. One or two other people that you rarely see in your game group will also like that game. So might as well delay it because it's still gonna be there. Well,
Right.
depends on the price increase, but point being, it's always gonna be there. But if you're gonna buy it and you know that you're gonna be potentially playing it in, because how do we average the board game and say that we already enjoyed what we paid for? It's like you need to play a game 10 times for you to have at least return of value of how much you spent. That's what they say. Play 10
That's what they
times.
say.
So if you play for if you paid for 2,000 pesos for a board game, play 10 times, like, oh, man, math.
The 200 pesos
20,
a play.
200 pesos per game,
Yeah.
right? 200 pesos per game.
Yes.
If you played 10 games, if you played 10 200 pesos, then you have your game's worth.
Yeah,
So
but
if
if there's
you're
like four of you
Yeah.
or five of you, there's more to there. Of course, the quality of experience also is very different.
right
It's not just that, but I, what I wanted to focus there on also is sort of that immediate nature of playing the games. Like, are you getting? Do you have a chance to play this game in the next
now,
few weeks?
right? Mm-hmm.
Or if so, then I think that's all right because you get to immediately enjoy it. But if it's something
Mm-hmm.
that might get stuck in your shelf, and we know how games are, that if it's there and it's not the new hotness, it just gets buried in the
Yes,
list of unplayed games. And now
yes.
you
Hotness.
spent on
Yeah.
something that might actually never have a chance to get played.
Mm-hmm. And you
Only
paid
if you could.
you paid for a thing to collect dust.
Yes.
Seriously, that's
Yeah.
really how it goes.
Yes.
What's a game if it's dusty, right? Mm-hmm.
It's a collectible game.
Diba? Yeah, we'll get to that soon later in a while.
So that's my tip. The time factor, if you can
Time.
consider when you get to play it, consider that in how you sort which ones you want to prioritize.
You want to
Go ahead.
prioritize.
Uh,
All right.
was it
It me?
Denmark?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's me. Okay, tip number 5 for me is look at your shelf or library for Steam.
Oh, I am so guilty of this, man. All right.
No, it's because look, I have my shelf, right? And of course, you want some games. But in order for me to control what I'm gonna spend, we have rules for the shelf. If it's not gonna fit your shelf anymore, you have to sell games. That's one.
I
So
don't
you
want
just
to
can't
sell
keep on.
games.
Yeah, you just can't keep on piling things. That's why I sell things. Another thing when I say look at your shelf is, do I have a game that's similar? Because most of the time
Yes.
you have the game that you have a game that's
Yes.
similar. It plays the same way, it feels the same way. Then don't buy it. It helps you. Most of the time the classic ones are better, but of course, given the technology, the updates, the newer ones will also be benefit will also benefit that one. But if you look at your shelf, not unless you're really a fan of deck building and your whole collection for board games are deck building, sure, why not? But if you have like 10 worker placement games, and then you're gonna buy another worker placement game, because worker placements are all the same. Get the meeple, place it there, activate the
That
space,
that is
right? It just
true.
has
Yes.
different tweaks into it. So look at your shelf. Maybe you have a game that plays the same already, or you can sell that game first, then get the new one that you want. But a lot of games are similar to other games, especially mechanic wise. So maybe that would help you with. Oh, I have something that plays like this. Clint is saying no, it's not.
So no, it's not. No, they're all different. All games are unique.
I
No,
look.
Okay.
Let's put it this way: dungeon crawlers, they're all the same.
Mm,
You know what to expect, right? So we're gonna go there. You're gonna have X character with different powers from X other character player, and you have to fight the mini bad, the big mini, right?
big
So it's like,
mini.
you know what to expect, right? So I mean,
No.
fine.
No.
Of
So
course, I bring
I know
unpopular
what you're saying. I
opinions.
know what you're saying. But
I understand. I get it. I
it,
get. It. I
it
get. It.
is it is more of you you wanna have a good diverse collection, mainly because of
Right.
the you wanna see you wanna be able to have different flavors or different
Right.
experiences. If you're
Yeah.
really a fan of a certain genre, it's fine. Like
Sure.
we said, you
Sure.
like deck building or like dungeon
Worker
crawl.
place, dungeon crawl. Right. Sure.
That is totally fine, as long as you're not just buying it for the sake. Oh, it's another thing to add to the collection, but you
Right.
might not necessarily be able to play it.
Quickly it's
That's
the
that's my
same.
only sort of litmus test there.
That's true.
That
That's
that
true.
helps. See, it's a variety kind of board games with my yes, because like what Ron was, this kind of connected to what Ron was saying earlier. Who are you gonna be playing that with? Right? You're buying games. Let's be honest. You're buying games because you wanna share the joy with someone else. You wanna share an experience with someone else. You buy digital games so that you could play with other people and share, have stories, have these
Right.
experiences with someone else. So you might as well just like have different experiences, meaning different genres, than just having the same rehashed experience genre. I
True.
have
So,
no way on how to
Although
put this.
I have to answer that eventually. I have something to talk
Sure.
about that. Yeah. Um. There are two kinds of board gamers: collectors and the players. So I'll get to my point later.
Sure, sure.
So yeah.
But
So
that's my tip, right? So just look at your shelf and maybe you there might be similar things that with the one that you want to buy right now. So
wrong,
wrong.
wrong, wrong.
So
No,
if you do,
no, no.
at least it gives you something to think about that you can sleep on, that you can add to cart. Then maybe the next day, "Oh, yeah, right. It feels the same way. So I'd rather save the money or buy something else."
Yes, I just want
And
the
yeah,
miniatures.
for me, it's just a more of like a test. Like sometimes, because I also like card games, and I don't realize that I've already like amassed maybe like five deck builders. I'm like, do I need another one? Am I
right.
really sure I want to put another one? How will I get that played? That type of feeling is what I use. I don't have a lot of worker placement games actually in my collection, oddly enough. Um, yeah, just a few, and they're quite the heavy ones. I'm like, maybe I need to get some lighter worker placement games
Right.
into my
I
Variation.
collection.
want
So
something
it's
heavier.
kind of like that.
Right? Yeah, I understand. That's totally true.
Like what my wife would always say in our show, straight from the meeple's mouth. If your friend has it, borrow it.
That's very true in the hobby itself. Yeah, tabletop is that's so true. That's
No,
so true.
I think that will be for later, but I'll get to
All
that
right.
after Kios. Sure. So
Okay,
there you
All
go.
go
right.
Look at
Kyo.
your shelf.
Look at your shell. You know, I'm so guilty about that because I have 300 plus games in my Steam account. Legit games. That's the thing. That's the
See,
thing.
look at Clint. When he was new, of course, when you're new, you want to buy everything. You want to try everything. That's
Yes.
understandable. But when you get older in the hobby, you refine your taste. You refine what you really
Yes.
want, what your
You
family
go
wants. So
more
eventually, it's gonna
specific.
right.
Diba? Aha, collection.
We'll be waiting.
Parang ano parang Luvin, pwede bang ano, bigyan mo rin ako ng cart, ha? Alam mo naman di ako diretsong buy eh.
PM kita mamaya. Sabay tayo. Anyway, so my tip is okay. We've been throwing around the term collection a lot. So as I mentioned a while ago, there are collectors of games and there are people who play games to play with other people. Now, for the collector side, um, they amass quite a lot of games themselves, right? Not necessarily to play, but to have it. So this is where the idea comes in that okay, I have a lot of dungeon crawlers and I'll keep on buying dungeon crawlers because I'm a collector of that. And that's what gives you the ecstasy of looking at your cabinet and saying, "Yeah, I'm missing this newest one," which is the hype. That's another tip. But how do these people actually amass that much? Now, my tip here is that to get the most of your money, and this also will apply. I'll explain how this also applies in Steam is that you buy something in a bundle.
Okay,
If
bundle
pos
buy.
if possible, always try to get the best bang for your buck in a bundle. If a store is selling a game with the expansion, get it. If the game won't leave anytime soon or it won't be out of it anytime soon, wait for the other three expansions to be out, and then you buy it as a bundle. On the digital sense, franchise. The franchise bundles are very, very, very,
Right.
very what do you call it?
Instead of
Attractive.
instead of
Why
buying
buy the part
1,000
three
each,
if you
right?
can buy the whole thing, right?
Right.
On a bigger discount if you think about it. Because in bundles, it may not seem okay. Okay, I'll go beyond my first one. The budget is, let's say, 2,000 pesos. I have a game that's worth 1.5. All right, good. I'll buy that. Biglang, oh, there's a bundle, and the percentage is gives me, if I compute it right, that's 1.8, which means the expansion is only 300 compared to its original price of 1,000. It gives me better, more value for what I do. So bundle buy if you can, and also buying for digital gaming. Again, this is how your collection grows because
Because of the
you
bundles.
because of the bundles, but
The
you're
latak.
getting more value for your money itself.
Hmm.
I've always seen in so many forums that if you can wait for the expansions, if you can wait for the DLCs of these games, get them as a oh my goodness, yeah, that's a good point. But I'll get to a point to as well later on down the line. So that's me. Bundle buy if possible, if you
Nice, nice.
Cool.
Agree.
Cool advice.
Agree on the bundle.
can.
All right.
With friends.
Okay. So my how many are we doing, by the way?
We can do three each. That's good.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
And we can do add-ons for like
Okay. Cool. Cool.
quick
Cool.
hits.
So uh, I'll do the my last one, which is to so let's face it. You wanna buy because you wanna spend.
No? I just want to buy if it's
Yeah.
possible
Yeah.
without spending.
Mm,
Then you're
it
not
will it
buying.
will not feel the same.
You're receiving.
It
That's
will not
Christmas.
feel
You're
the
talking
same.
about Christmas.
Uh, but so I the way I do it is I want to spend to treat myself if that's how I would
Hmm.
want to
Reward
experience that
myself.
day, but nothing beyond that. So meaning like okay, um, I'm okay with buying this new fresh edition of a game, even if let's say it's not yet in a bundle, but I'm not gonna buy the expansions anymore because I'm okay with this. I'm happy with this, and it's not something I necessarily need to like collect everything. If I am, for example, really wanting to collect certain games, so for example, LCGs has a
Oh,
tendency for this,
that's a
right?
black hole.
But even with that, I realize that you also have to settle a certain limit that you you want to say, okay, I want to get into this new living card game, but maybe a core set and
You're
let's say
lying. You know you're lying right now.
no, that's not true because
It won't work. It won't
I've
work.
already done it for Arkham Horror.
No, I tried doing that. It didn't work for me.
I tried it
It
for
doesn't
Arkham
work for
Horror.
me.
I'm okay with because eventually you realize too that you can't play all of it. There's no way.
That's true because you don't have time. But come on, sometimes you get. Never mind. I think it's a FOMO thing.
It's a full moon
It's a
thing.
FOMO or
Yes.
my completionist
Thank
thing. It's like it's right
you.
there.
Completionist. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Clinton
If you
saying you
gotta
sit
have
on
it,
the
you gotta
throne of
have it.
lies.
But I understand your point, Ron.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
but that's a good point. That's a really good point.
yeah,
Buy
it
within your limit.
buy
What
within
you
your
what
limit,
what
and
what you
then
set as a limit for yourself.
so let's say fine, even if it's an absurd limit. So you go okay. I really like this collectible card game. I'm in it for 10 expansions.
Cool,
That's already a
fine.
crazy number, but at least you can stop eventually, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
I think the word is hopefully.
until they make
Crossing
a
your
second
fingers.
edition and a third one, then you can restart.
Come on, let's be honest. Hope, or I hope by the time I'm gonna buy something new, they're gonna be new a revised new edition. And like, okay, I'm out. That's it.
Oh, that's like a slap on your
Oh,
face, right? Like, oh,
that
new
it's
edition.
good that
Bah!
that's your reaction.
FFG does this every time with the LCGs. It's like X amount of years, hard, not hard reset, but it's a reset. Everything
Oh
will
yeah,
not fit. Different background, different art style, different like I'm out.
They'll say that the old set is not
I
exactly
love this.
compatible
Well,
with the
let's
new
call it.
set.
I deleted the KS app na. It's still not working. Should I leave the entry group na lang?
From real
or
life experiences.
or what Clint was saying, stop watching Kickstarter news. Yeah, don't listen to our show too. To the news. We have a
Oh,
Kickstarter roundup thing.
dude.
Oh, I have something like in Kickstarter. They're like, I would,
Do you have a add to cart Kickstarter thingy?
yeah, you could do $1.
That's your add to cart.
Yeah,
Support
it's
to
like
$1.
I'm
Late
supporting
pledge.
you,
Late pledge.
and then if I really want it, I'm gonna late pledge. So, but sometimes you just get pushed through like that. It's like, oh, okay. Apparently, wasn't that into it. So that's mine. Um,
Spend
it's
within
kind
your
of like
set
the
limit.
budget. So set the limit for what you want to enjoy.
Cool. That's
Cool.
very nice.
Clint was
Do
saying do yearly or quarterly spring. That's an advantage that we have as board gamers. Steam, you can't do that. It's
There
called
is no
delete.
steam cleaning. Yes, it's all
No,
there for yourself to look at every day and feel so guilty about what you just did.
it's gonna
But
haunt you for the rest of your life.
all
Sell
you can
games
think
that
of
do
is
not
I'll give
fit
this to
anymore.
my son or daughter. He will
A
like
gift.
these games. He will like these games. I'll give him my account.
Cool.
No, that does not happen. Or maybe
All
it does.
right. I think like I was saying earlier with my wife, and even before she coined this in our show. uh I used to buy a lot of my games because it's always gonna be Ron's fault. So, Ron will always have our biggest collection, and he'll bring out certain games. We're gonna try it. I'm like, hey, that's a nice game. So either I borrow it, and I'll see if my family will place it. If they play it, good. I know I'm gonna buy this one. If they don't, at least it saves me money. So
Yep.
if you have friends, and if you have friends who are named Ron, we have three. So you can
We have
just say
three.
it's Ron's. You can borrow. Hey, but
You
seriously,
can you
if you
can
have
tuck it
friends,
in that.
if you have friends, just borrow it or at least try it online or at least attend open game night as soon as it's possible. But it it helps. It really helps. There are a lot of times where you think like, hey, recently I posted in our group this thing called Machina Arcana, and it ticks all of my boxes. It's a steampunk Cthulhu thingy, but I
Mm,
know that I want to try it first because everything in me was saying get it for $90, $80, whatnot. It's affordable for what it looks like. But most of the time it helps me if I play it first. I borrow it from someone, I try it on
Mhm.
um, digitally, and then you find out now, hey, it's not for me, not for a game group. Just looks fine, but it's really not the thing that I was expecting. So instead of you shelling out 3,000, 4,000 for something that you're gonna try to flip because it's not gonna work for you, next thing you're gonna do is sell it, and of course when you sell it, it's gonna be at a lower price than how much you bought it for. It saves all those hassle. Try to borrow it first from someone
yeah.
because
The,
it's
the
still
the
different with
digital
you.
equivalent of that is demos.
Right, demo it first. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. I used to do demos too because you watch playthroughs, it's not the same.
It's not the
Well,
same.
at least for
It's
me,
no.
there's the tactile feel of it, the difference when you're playing with other people, with the people
Yeah.
that you're
Because
supposed to play it with.
you're understanding the game versus you're watching the game. You can't
Right.
I really find it difficult to understand the game just by watching it. And I'm not the part of the game. So
You have
So
an
yeah.
there you go.
overview, you have an idea of it, but not
Yeah.
the experience
I
is
have
so
a side
different for
side
everyone.
comment there with the borrow. So right before you buy, ask your group
Yeah,
if they already bought the
That's
game
another one
or
too.
are planning to buy the game.
support them.
Um, the
Support your
only
friends.
the only bad part of asking
Enablers.
that is that they would go buy it if they're not,
Enablers.
yes.
Get away.
However, at
You
least you
spend
will
it first.
avoid situations like in our game group where
We
we
have
just
five
watch,
tiny epic galaxies.
yes, and we still all have it because we're all like,
We have
yes,
four sites.
yep.
Oh, three. Three, I think. We
But
have three.
only one deserves to
Only
be
one gets
played
played.
because it has metal mechs.
So there you go.
Right.
That's a good thing too. When I was trying to people from my different friends, I was trying to infect them with the board gaming bug. Hala, all of us has five azuls. I'm like, okay, who's are we gonna play? Who's azul are we gonna play?
It's
Game night,
copy.
everybody but their azul. I'm like, okay. Everybody has
But
Dixit.
that's understandable because they want to share it with their family, and it's hard
Right,
naman
I know, I
to.
know.
That's true.
So I
But
think
They want to
there's
show it.
so if you're
it's
coming from
okay
that
to have
side,
a certain
you
collection
might
part
have
of your collection that
friends, right?
duplicates.
You might have friends who have the same games that you're trying or planning to buy. So just borrow it first
Yeah.
because
If the
it'll
game
help.
is maybe yun nga dun sa sinabi ni Kiyo, it's a little bit up near that border. Because I have a I can't buy a game beyond 5,000. I just can't make
Ooh,
myself.
that's your
I
cap,
I,
$100
right?
right
I
there.
did
Yeah.
not set it. It just I just ended up with that number. So and even for Kickstarter, I'll not I try to avoid anything that reaches that amount.
Mhm.
Because I'm always scared of risking the shipment and whatnot. So
That's true. That's
and
true.
then
Mhm.
goes the same with the local games. Like, ooh, it's a deluxe edition of this game. Lampasi.
Lampasi.
Lampasi. I can
I'll wait for
spend na
someone to
that
sell it for lower
for
for
these
5,000.
games. So,
That
tatlo na
that's
yun, no?
another thing, right? That's another tip also. If the deluxe thingy just has thicker components, don't buy it.
There is one deluxe game I am still constantly looking at, even if like I really don't need this. I can play the game without
I
it.
really don't
I
Right.
need
don't want
it.
it, but forever it will be there. The Hanabi Deluxe Edition, where it's mahjong
Hanabi.
tiles.
Oh, wow.
Because
Okay.
it's like
That's heavy.
Because
And
some
fancy.
8 times the amount.
right, because some deluxe
Oh,
versions are just like of course some deluxe are way different
Hmm.
from the regular ones,
Yes,
like
yes.
cardboard coins against metal coins, right?
The
Takenoko,
metal
Uh,
that big, huge
trains.
one with the big panel this big.
that's a special edition. That's like
With the
a kid
bamboo. Like, bro,
real life version of
I
Takenoko.
can slap you with the bamboo itself.
That's like, oh, grabe yun.
That's like 15K,
Yes.
15 to 20K, somewhere there.
And
So
there's no way for you to actually like, guys, tara, let's play. You're like, how do you
it's
even bring it to game night?
it's a team building game for like companies
It's
because you
a
can
I
only play
have
it in
that for
big.
folded dishes.
You can only build that in play that in big fields. So anyway,
it's a living
that's
room centerpiece.
just
That's
Oh, look,
true.
big
That's
panda.
true. Yeah.
the big
That's a
panda.
game. Yeah, that's a game. All
There
right,
you go.
my tip is give your wallet to your wife. No, just kidding. Let her budget for you. No, just kidding.
Then you
Okay.
won't have games any way, shape, or form. None.
Di naman. Di
She will
naman.
allow you like okay, maybe twice a year. She's like, oh, okay, I've gone through two sales without buying anything. Now can you buy something? Yes.
And then
What's
you
my
go
budget?
rationalize
This
it.
much. No, no, no. Okay, my real tip, and I need your help on this, Ron and Denmark. I need your help on this because I relate this only to digital games. I don't know how to say it in tabletop. When
My
buying
wife's right
games,
here. She
give her
has
your
a
wallet.
smirk on her face.
Di ba? Di ba? Regine, Regine,
I'm sorry.
give
I'm
her
sorry.
your
Anyway, you
wallet.
were saying
Okay,
Ramdam ko
Ron
yung
and
tingin ni,
Denmark.
Eugene.
she was right here.
Kita ko yung talas eh. Oh.
So piercing.
I need your help, Ron and Denmark. How to
Go.
translate this to tabletop? Okay, there's something that we gamers, digital gamers, like to think about is that when buying a game, there's a notion here that single player games or
Mm-hmm.
story driven games can be pushed back in the line because no matter when you buy it, that story will still be the same, and
Mhm.
Okay.
then you'll still have that same experience if you buy it later on. Now,
Okay.
what you buy now is multiplayer games because the hype is still there, and you know that there's people playing with you. Because if you buy the
Mm.
multiplayer later on, you'll be the only one left in the server, or there won't be any servers left if it
Mm-hmm.
takes
Okay.
that long. So, how do you translate that into tabletop?
I think that's definitely part of the competitive market in tabletop. So in tabletop gaming, you have CCGs and even LCGs have a competitive
Mm-hmm.
landscape. So I think that's true. For example, a few years back, medyo few years back na, no, Keyforge,
Few years keyboards.
di ba?
Oh,
Hype.
Medyo few years.
yeah,
Hype.
So exactly, Keyforge is hype. It was really a great and enjoyable game,
But it's a really
and
great game, I have to say.
at that time when it was hype, it was the perfect time to get into it because you can really find players. May Keyforge ka? Para
Yes.
sa
laban
Yes,
pogo
tayo,
eh.
sir.
laban
May
tayo, laban
Keyforge
tayo.
ka? Tara, laro.
Pero
Like,
anong
you
pangalan na
can,
sa'yo?
we met new people too and invited them into the board gaming hobby in general because we were able to also engage them at that point. So I think there's that you there are there are times even for LCGs on like Flesh and Blood. I'm quite interested. I get to
That
enjoy
really
a
looks
bit of
good.
yeah, the whole just you and the opponent and you're wearing armor and hitting with swords and whatnot. So it's super cool looking. Um, but it is a competitive card game. So you coming in, you wanna come in at the right time. It's very difficult to play old LCGs or
That's
CCGs
right.
because there's very little. You can't enjoy it the same way.
Was
Very
when it
rare.
started.
Yeah, very rare. The enjoyment of those type of games is normally driven by the community, the
Mm-hmm.
tournaments. Those are the times you get to enjoy them. Even Epic, it's a closed game, right? But there was when
Mm-hmm.
it came out, there were a lot of tournaments. That was the perfect time to enjoy it. I think it was a we got to really do drafts and enjoy a bit of the competition. So that's true. So when that comes up, I think that's when you also want to get into it if it's something that's interesting to you. However, with the fun thing about board games, I guess it's true that you can push the story games a bit further down.
Yeah, exactly.
What I am a little bit afraid of, and I'm not yet sure because I haven't really seen games age that far, with board games that have digital components,
That's
I'm
scary.
not sure of the lifespan
Yes.
as compared to the support of digital games. That's where I'm like a little bit
You know,
iffy.
iffy.
Like
Yeah.
you kind of
Supposed to
wanna
have that as a
enjoy it
topic.
right away. You kind of want to enjoy it right away because you're, for example, like mobile development. So it changes every few months. Like
Mm-hmm.
the developers, they need to constantly update their game to match the requirements of the platform.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
if the game is no longer sort of in circulation or in print, they're not gonna be maintaining that game anymore. And then suddenly your game might not
Doesn't work
work.
anymore. Right.
Yeah, so that's my main thing where it now converts this what's supposed to be a timeless game experience. You kind of
Yeah.
want to like grab it now because it the support is there, the DLCs are there, the updates are there. So I think that's where it kind of reverses as compared to video games. Because in video games, even my DOS games I can still play today,
Diba?
right?
And the
Like
stories are still fresh.
no Maniac
But yun
Mansion
nga,
1. Here we
one.
go. Type pick up left, right.
Right, where you're Prince of Persia,
Open
where you need
door.
the where
Prince
you
of
need
Persia.
the where you need the printout of the whole rule book so that you can find the which potion you're gonna drink. Ah,
or
never
or
mind.
Oh,
or
okay.
or or in Blackthorn, whenever you get the level, you have to look at through the rule book to find the
Right.
password.
Yeah. Right. Same Prince of Persia.
So I
Anyway.
guess my point is that, given that there's a hype, you can push back other games until they have a sale, rather
Mhm,
than getting it on the
Uh-huh.
spot and no one knows about it. Correct?
Right.
Uh,
mhm.
so-
Right,
Something
right.
like that. So
You're right.
how do you translate it as a tip? Um, do we prioritize uh,
I think it kind of
games that
relates to that
are
timing tip that I had. Where are you playing this now? Like, is this something you would be enjoying now immediately? If so, then I think it's a good time to spend on it because you know you're gonna get the experience that you're looking for.
you're
If you
paying for?
know
Yeah.
you can enjoy this later on, we're
Mm-hmm.
a bit
Well, not
older.
later
There's
on,
not
'cause that's why you push back the story driven ones.
correct.
And so
Yes.
you so in the sense that you actually, if there's a sale for something that is already popular, you
Hmm.
get it now because for sure you'll have friends to play with.
Right.
But
Right.
games with storylines, you can buy it later on when they're on better sales, and then once you do buy
Because
it,
it's
it's
not
still
gonna
as a
change, right?
fresh.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's
the
not
Yeah.
gonna
same
change. Yeah, it's
story.
still the same. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you
Agree.
get better value because it's pushed back in the line. Yeah, so I guess it's
Yep.
similar to what Ron said. Yeah, but it's more of the type of the
Yeah.
timing of
When you can
how
experience it,
when. Yeah,
right? When and if it's okay that it's later on, then you can also spend it later on. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
spend on it now. That's kind of
so
where
yeah. So I guess my tip
um
is time your
time you're
purchases.
spending.
Time you're spending. If you know there's gonna be another sale down the line, down the year, and you've already pushed back already enough games, get them then.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? So there you go. So yeah, there you go. Time your
Cool.
expenses.
PSA, next major Steam sale is on December 21 to January
Oh my
4.
god, yes. Oh my
No,
goodness.
save up for a winter sale.
Yes, but
And
I I only plan to buy one game in this
yeah, that's
sale.
right.
That's what we
Only
all
one
say.
game.
One
Uh
now, right? One now.
yeah,
Yes.
one triple A one now, and then everything else. Because I'm stacking up games. Okay, I keep telling myself this right this year, because I keep on buying games and I don't play them, which is, I'm sure all of you guys do that.
No.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Mm,
Liars. Anyways, it's more like
lies.
I'm I'm stacking up games because I know at one point or another I'll be playing them. I keep telling myself this year, since I kind of ordered a Steam Deck, I'll be playing my older games on my Steam Deck as I play my bigger games in the computer. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll stack up games because later on they're gonna be easy to, to play. Download is easier than buying it on the fly, right? So I don't know.
Hmm.
That's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that. do not just keep
Enablers.
buying and then tell
So-
yourself, no, I'll do this. Yeah. Again, your credit card is not bottomless. Your Gcash expires or your Gcash goes empty every now
your
and then.
PayMaya. Your
Do your
PayMaya
pay
digital account.
your PayMay and PayPal's are not bottomless.
we
So
we
be
have
careful.
we have a PSA for the tabletop gaming community. If you're still into Keyforge, there's a Discord in
Okay, Keyforge.
Tabletop
Yeah.
Gateway. So you might want to check that out on Discord.
I have a question
There you
about
go.
Keyforge. Are the first series or the first season decks still relevant. They
Yeah.
are, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
You know what sucks? We reported this on the news. Is that someone
Mhm.
hacked their algorithm thingy, so
Oh
now
yeah, I
they
did
cannot
hear
print
about that.
anything because it
Mm.
screws up everything with
But
their
weren't
system.
they planning another card game with that same
Did,
algorithm
was it reported as they were hacked or
No,
something
they
screwed
didn't.
up
They
with their
didn't say
or
that
programming?
leaked?
they were hacked, but
No,
basically,
I think something at basically after building all of the permutations, I think they didn't plan out the whole system, and the algorithm is a little bit screwed. That's kind of what I understood
that's what
from that.
happens with their algorithm. Anyway,
Yeah.
they can't print out new games until they fix that out. So, any other quick
Before
fires, guys?
Yeah, if it just prints like one character per deck, it's all of the same. That's it. Like, I don't think it's gonna work.
Mm.
All right. So, you have any other quick fire suggestions to people?
Uh,
How to spend wisely on sales.
I have a remind yourself that you're not required to buy a lot.
Hakio, listen to what Ron was saying.
Remind that's my wife's job. Kia, you don't need that. I don't. Are you
but
sure? I'm
but but
sure.
but
Okay,
but
I
but
don't need that.
but
Believe me, after the third bot, only then you realize, no, I don't need that. It's the root cause analysis.
you what's your skill? Any quick fires?
um, give your wife your wallet. No, I'm serious this time. Let someone budget for you. You'll realize that there are more important things to spend on. But again, we're in the context that you actually have liquid money to
Mhm.
spend. So always get a second opinion. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good
Mm,
tip. Get a second
yes.
opinion.
Well, okay, you gotta send that second opinion to the right channel though, because if you send it to our group, it doesn't work. That
you,
people are just gonna go, but
you'll
it's
be
not
like,
entirely true. Okay, so there are
guys,
many
I went
times.
to you to help me, not not to
No
Well,
actually
enablers, you know that.
no, but
offer.
there are times that somebody would ask in our chat group, and hey, I'm interested in this game, and like I would comment, roll and resolve, like like you know, it's like summarizes this game. It's a roll and resolve, and it's just
Mm.
because it's flashy and it has all of these.
Core
But I've checked it
mechanics,
out,
roll and resolve.
and that's it. That's the game. There's no innovation after that. And then they, at least there's that. The only problem is if the game is any good, then people will just go, yeah, it's good. Yeah, you should get it.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, the box looks nice. The box looks nice.
Yeah.
My,
So
I think. Go on,
I
Get
go
think
on, go on.
I think
second
it will
opinion,
prevent
Charles.
you from buying bad games when you consult, but it will not prevent you from spending on games. I think when you
Cool.
when you ask your friends.
Mm.
Mine, mine
Don't
is
ask strangers.
uh, mine is you don't have to spend for the sake of spending because it's sale. Because we have that
Mm-hmm.
temptation. It's a sale. Filipinos are prone to that. If you can get a
Mm.
10% sale,
Yes.
you're really just like gonna go for it. So just because it's on sale doesn't mean you still have to spend or
It's not
buy.
a now or never. No, it's never
Right.
like that. There's
Yeah,
always another
especially
sale.
nowadays that you have sales every month.
Right.
And
Different combos.
sometimes I'm going at this looking at a sale, and here's the beauty of adding to cart and not buying them. Your brain kind of remembers how much they cost,
That's
and
why
I
I can't
kid you
add it to
not,
my cart.
I kid you not. Um, I would sometimes have those double number sales, and I would go, that's the same sale a few days ago
Right,
without
like we were
the
saying
branded thing.
earlier.
What's the difference? And then it will show there maybe like um a free delivery. I got that too. You just have to look at the vouchers, and also there. What's the difference? So sometimes it's a bit of branding. So again, put them up there and sort, prioritize, have a budget, limit your spending, enjoy, buying games, enjoy spending on games. Agree. We won't be in this hobby if we don't enjoy this. We're
The
not saying,
smell when you
you know,
open a new game, it's like
opening a new box, receiving from
Enjoy
you
your
get that
purchase.
message at that SMS. Uy, ang ginagawa, because I'm normally working, so I would normally have most of the deliveries. The number is my wife. And my wife would go, may delivery ka? Uh, yeah, yeah. Meron.
Minsan. May delivery
what
ka?
delivery?
And
Minsan.
normally, if it's like
Minsan.
my delivery, ako na bababa. So,
Hindi, ako bala, ako bala. Diyan ka lang, diyan ka lang.
may delivery dos gate. Di. Ako na kukuha.
Ano yan? Ay, wala, wala, wala.
Wala. Kiron to.
Wala. Wala. Ano yan? Flyer lang,
Hey.
flyer.
So, there you go. So be careful of the Black Friday sale this tomorrow.
no,
that
it's been
extends.
ongoing already. There's a lot of
Ongoing.
Yeah, that extends
sales
until
already.
the end of the month, I think. So it's right there.
Just be
Everything's on
mindful.
sale.
I
Just be mindful
again,
of that one.
support the stores that you want to support. Buy the games you
Yes.
love to play, and just
Spend
have this at the
wisely.
back of your mind that just these tools. Hopefully, these help you not buy more than what you should. I
Mhm.
think at the very least, if this helps you not overspend, I think it's okay to
We
spend.
done our
If it's
job.
not, then I think there's more space for you to buy next month.
you just push
Next
the
month,
budget.
Christmas sale.
It's
Ano yung sabi ni Josh?
delayed
Budget is,
gratification.
di ba, budget is
Budget
the game,
is money that we still budget
is the
is
money we have not yet spent on games
on our
or on
We
hobby,
want
hobbies.
in
right?
the future.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
budget.
Mm-hmm.
That's what budget
Mm-hmm.
means. Cool. So, there you go. That's our budget tips during this very dangerous season.
Dangerous talaga.
Lock up your
but
wallets.
but besides that, today this week is Thanksgiving week, and in Variable Play, we still have a few more shows that are lined up this week. Tomorrow, there's gonna be Monkey Plays with Dan, and she's gonna be unboxing Time Dream On. Have you
Ooh.
guys do you know this game? I have no idea. I'm
No.
gonna
I
tune in.
just have this um, guy singing "Dream On" in my head. That's
Aerosmith
yeah.
shouting. So that's at 9 p.m. on all of our channel, Monkey Plays channel, and also on Variable Play. And on Saturday, the Philippine Tados will have their show.
Woo.
Sabado with Tados. Right? Every time they have their show, it's like you must tune in because there's gonna be a surprise. There's gonna be something
And
good as a giveaway. It's amazing.
ba talaga eh?
So
Iba
RK,
talaga if
RK.
may, ano, no? May
they're,
budget, no?
they're,
Ay, wala
they're
tayong
gonna
budget.
have they're gonna have a show at 8
Volunteers na
p.m.
po.
and it's called Wag Maging Tado. That that's that's their play on words.
Okay.
It's gonna be on the Philippine Tados Facebook page, on Variable Plays pages, and YouTube. I think they're gonna be talking about how not to act like a bad person when it comes to asking people to paint your stuff, or I don't know. But tune in. It looks interesting with the topic. So on Sunday, we always have Ron in the mornings to wake you up and get you fit with board games. It's Solo
I
Brawl at
might
8 a.m.
actually start to combine that because I remember we had, although Ron hasn't picked it up, so I might start to pick it up.
Motivation.
The board game motivation. So
Cool.
I might have that
Nice.
every other Sunday. I'll do board game motivations or solo brawl.
Okay. So it's gonna be Zen Solo Brawl.
Yes.
We might end up buying more games, man.
That would help. Zen would help at 8
Zen
a.m. on Sunday at the Variable Play page and YouTube channels. And of course, in the evening, we have Javi with Sunday Night Magic on variable play channels. And
Kamusta yung ano
yeah,
nyo? You guys
which
played
one?
last week,
Oh
right?
yeah,
I think they
we
did.
did.
They did play.
Yeah.
Woo!
I
Have
think
you seen
Hio
How was Mars?
Tabby's
Javi
deck?
Did
won.
Oh,
have you won again?
grabe. His deck was amazingly, you
Top
know,
deck.
the
They
top
got
deck.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh
Oh my
really?
goodness,
They got Yu-Gi.
you have no idea how much what I said to him after the show. I swear, I was like, "Wow, the toot, 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 that deck of your toot." It was good. It was such a good deck. It gives you an idea of how the EDH scene is
Oh
that
yeah.
competitive. Yeah, if you can go past that kind
Mm.
of thing, then you've got a deck that's good. But if you cannot go past that kind of deck, oh man, you got a long way to go.
There you
Yes,
go.
yes. That
Even
that
in
is why.
Magic, apply
That
the
is
tips
why.
that you learned here.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yes, yes. I that's why I
One
only
pack
say
a
my
week.
limit is pre-con commander
Yeah.
because I just want to be still in that world. I enjoy the story. I enjoy the lore. So it's nice to have it and catch up. But
Yeah.
at least that's what you kind of need to learn. How can you set, you know, limits for yourself?
Limit.
I think it's a good thing. It's basically
So
just space for other things. So
Yeah.
there you go.
For the next sale, ganun.
there you go. That's our
Thank you very
episode for
much.
tonight.
This is our episode. Until next time, buy more games. I mean, play more
Play more
games.
old games. Quack. Quack quack. Quack
Keep
quack quack.
buying games.
All right. Thank you everybody for joining, and
Enjoy,
until
enjoy.
next time,
Stay safe,
take
everyone.
be safe.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
everybody.
Skip.